this is a great honor and great privilege to be in Greece, and I always wanted to be posted here, so it came practically at the end of my career, but I'm extremely happy and lucky to be here. So definitely the priority number one is European security and everything we can do in order to enhance that security and deepening bilateral dialogue on security issues and in general political issues between Warsaw and Athens. Both our countries are in NATO and European Union. Those two entities, they have to take very important decisions, and they are taking very important decisions. The future is not very clear, but that really requires a lot of political courage to shape those institutions and adapt them to the political realities in Europe and in the world. This political dialogue is definitely the priority number one. But there are also other issues, which are economic ties, trade, investments. There is cultural cooperation, which is equally important, and I don't think that we do enough in this respect. Relations and contacts between peoples started at the beginning of the 19th century. We had a number of Philhellenes coming to Greece to fight for its independence. This is a not very well-known fact, but we are very proud of it. And of course, Greece and its fight for independence was an extremely popular phenomenon in all Europe, and this is why also many Poles came here at that time. As you mentioned, the diplomatic relations were established just after the First World War in 1919, and there were quite a lot of contacts at that time. One example of it, which is not very well known, that the Polish airlines lot, which still exist, they started a flying commercial route to Athens in 1936. Right now we have, as we estimate, about 12,000 of Poles living here. And of course they are those who bring elements of Polish culture to Greece. I think that they feel well here. They are well established. They are hardworking, and of course they are the postman, so to say, of cultural exchange. So yes, Polish culture is definitely a vehicle for strengthening bilateral relations. We have around 3 billion euros of yearly trade, nearly 1.8 billion euros on Polish side and 1 billion on the Greek side. Poland in the last 20-30 years became quite an important industrial hub in Europe. We have developed industries in practically every sector, and definitely Greek market is an interesting market for Polish companies. What is needed is much more information on the potential on both sides and on the business opportunities, and this is what we want to do and what we try to concentrate on. The business community is organizing itself, and this is why we have the Polish-Greek Chamber of Commerce in Poland, and we have a similar one in Greece. What is really needed is information and the conviction that reciprocal investments can be beneficial for both sides. Well, it's easy to imagine what kind of attractions Greece has. Greece is beautiful, has plenty of other attractions, sun, beaches, islands, culture, so all those factors attract Poles. And as I mentioned, last year we had 1,400,000, which is quite an amazing number. But I think that I would say that the most important thing is the idea of Greece and ancient Greece, which we all are taught at school. We are part of the culture in which the antiquity and the ancient Greece, or also ancient Rome, is the basis of our culture and basis of our education. I live very close to Acropole, and practically every day I meet Polish tourists walking on my street up to the Acropole. So this is a direct testimony of Poles going and visiting this important place, which is of course the most important for you, but which is, I think, also extremely important for us as a part of our culture to which we adhere. Unfortunately, this is not reciprocal love, because there are much less Greeks coming to Poland. I think that it's less than 50,000 per year. But all who went to Poland are absolutely fascinated, and they all say that they haven't imagined that the country was so beautiful. So there are a number of attractions which we offer in Poland, and all Greeks who come to Poland are really quite nicely surprised about them. Yes, I agree that the response of Europe was not sufficient. However, I also think that the February 22 was a wake-up call in Europe. However, in Europe, I think that slowly, but we realized that much more has to be done. What is important is, and I think that the Americans, they were telling us for long, that Europe is not investing enough in its own defense. We were in this comfortable situation where our security was outsourced to the US. And I think that there is more and more awareness in Europe that we need to change, and we need to do much more in our military sector. This awareness is certainly bigger in the border countries. I think that right now the eastern flank countries are also investing a lot in military sector. Poland is an example. This year we will probably reach 4.7% of our GDP. There are also a number of European initiatives, Rearm Europe, which was proposed by the Commission. Peace is obviously a state which we all aimed at. However, this peace has to be based on some basic assumptions. And among those basic assumptions, we have Ukraine territorial integrity, we have its sovereignty, we have to have Ukrainians included in those peace talks. They cannot be taken place over their heads. We have also a guarantee that the peace is sustainable in the long term, and that those peace guarantees have to be given to Ukraine, and Ukraine has to be reassured that it will be not abandoned in future in case this peace was broken. So these are the basic assumptions. If those assumptions are met, then we can be definitely optimistic on those peace talks. Poland's security is definitely based on two pillars, NATO and Europe. It's very difficult for us to think that NATO will not be strong, and we hope that it will remain, and it will remain as forceful as it used to be in the past. We have to do everything in order to convince American administration that NATO is needed also for their security, not only for ours. The values NATO has been defending in the past and is defending till now are beneficial to all of us, and equally to Europeans as to Americans themselves. We still think that there should be comparative advantages in both structures, those of NATO and those of European Union. However, there is an obvious need for enhancing European defense and European military sector. We have to have more productive capacities in terms of armaments. We have to strengthen our industries producing armaments. The coalition of willing. I am optimistic. I think it looks good. Poland is an active member of this coalition of the willing. We need it. We will see how it develops in operational terms. Definitely it will not be an easy operation, but if there is a need to deploy troops to Ukraine, I think it's fantastic that there are countries which are willing to do so. Poland is not sending troops to Ukraine in case of eventual peace agreement, and we're doing this for many reasons, but the most important is that we're on the eastern flank of the EU and NATO. For the time being, we need to assist Ukraine in all ways, including with the military equipment. I think that European Union for the time being took a wise position. It's probably a two-step position, but what the Commission proposed is to negotiate still the zero tariffs on industrial production. On industrial goods. Let's hope that the Americans will show some openness to this proposal. It's a very difficult situation we face in the Middle East. We obviously believe in a two-state solution. The reciprocal traumas are so deep that it will be extremely difficult to heal them. And this is why I am quite pessimistic on finding sustainable peace. But I think that diplomats are there for finding and proposing solutions, and I hope that we will come to the stage where we will enter the diplomatic negotiations. Culture is the basis of human contacts, and it plays a very, very important role. We need sort of more of cultural presence of Poland and Greece, and of Greece and Poland. I would love to have the so-called Polish season in Greece and Greek season in Poland, with a massive presentation of Polish culture in Greece and Greek culture in Poland. And I hope we will manage to organize this. This is, of course, a long-term project. Students' exchange is also very, very important. Erasmus is a great vehicle. There is a huge interest of Polish students in Greek universities, and equally of Greek students in Polish universities. So this exchange driven by Erasmus is very important. We have also another mechanism in the EU which facilitate the scientific cooperation. There are grants for common projects of different groups of scientists from EU member states. So I don't see the reason why Polish and Greek groups of scientists could not apply for those grants. I don't think it happens very often, but there is certainly a way to enhance and encourage them to work together. We unfortunately do not have Polish Institute in Greece. However, we have a Polish Archaeological Institute, and there is a lot of cooperation in this sector. But this is, of course, a very particular sector, and I wish that expanded to other sectors, including modern technologies, including ecology, maybe even armaments, in which there is a huge potential for cooperation.